Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. With double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. I'm your brother Yahweh Call from Great Millstone, Orlando. And I'm going to play this video by Glenn Beck. All right, fair use. Not making any type of monetary gain. It's just strictly for informational purposes. These so-called conspiracy theories, more and more people are finding out to be facts. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Truth is out there. It's becoming more and more evident. All right. And again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. This is not in any way, shape, form, or fashion to, how do I say this? Basically toot our own horns or anything like that. But truth is truth. And mainly talking to these so-called leaders in Israel and all these Israelites out here that have scoffed against not the idea, but the fact that what has been taught by the apostles of Great Millstone concerning the MOTB. All right. All these guys talking shit against, what the MOTB really is, man. The Lord's going to make it known that, again, start from our apostles, we had it right the whole time. All right. And like I said, it's not to toot our own horn or anything like that, because, we don't know, that's why we refer to ourselves as the hopeful elect. Let me grab this real quick, because you have brothers, and that's why it's a scary thing, and that's why we walk in humility. All right, because you got brothers now that are telling you what the MOTB is, not to take it, because pretty much all of our attitudes as of right now, we're not taking this shit. That's our stance on it, and of course we're telling you not to take it. All right, but again, we don't know if we're going to the elect. All right, so that's why we walk in humility. And we're hoping and praying that Yahweh Shai gives us that spirit, like it tells you in Revelation, during that hour of temptation. It tells you, the Lord told us that I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So the Lord's going to give us a certain spirit. Lord willing, we are that number to be able to resist. And that's our hope. The point being, you have brothers, again, speaking against the MOTB. Like I said, all of our stances, we're not taking it. All right. But ultimately, we don't know. And that's why it's a scary thing, because some of the same brothers that are speaking out against the MOTB are going, some are going to take it. They're going to fold under that pressure. So that's why I say it's not a thing of us tooting our own horn or anything like that. But truth is truth. And the Lord's going to make it known who he was dealing with the whole time. But that's why I want to get this. And Philippians 3. I'm going to start at 12. Not as though I had already attained, either were already perfect, but I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Hamashiach Yahushai. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. So the point being, because we haven't crossed the finish line yet. As a matter of fact, when you read verse 14, it says, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High in Hamashiach Yahushai. So again, we're pressing toward the mark, and it's not talking about the the mark, the MOTB, but nevertheless crossing that finish line. All right. Again, the point being that we haven't crossed the finish line yet. All right, that's why it said I count not myself to have apprehended. So basically celebrating too early, because like I said, it's not a matter of us tooting our own horn or anything like that, because we're still here. We still got to fight. It's good to say, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. So, I don't say that in a sense of pride, but like I said, man, the Lord's gonna more and more. He's making it known who that the starting with the apostles of Great Millstone. We had it right the whole time. All right. But with that being said, because this video is 15 minutes long, and like I said in the beginning, the MOTB, which for those that don't know, stands for the mark of the beast that you read about in Revelation 13 and 16 on down. Like I said, it's not coming. It's already here. All right. And we are getting very close, coming soon, to a city street near all of us. All right. The groundwork has been laid, it's been being set up. All right. It's just a matter of that it factor. It's just a matter of the right event, But without further ado, and I'm gonna play this whole video. Let me speed this up because I want to play there's a lot was said here through the Spirit. A lot of scriptures come to mind. So I'm going to be doing some interjection. So without further ado, let's play this video.
President of the European Central Bank, the ECB. I love central banks, don't you, Pat? Pat, they're the best. Sitting in for Stu again, who's just so sick. Yesterday he was vomiting from all the truffles he was eating on the couch while he's watching soap operas. Christine Lagarde, she's the president of the central bank. It's basically our Fed, and they're all the same. Here's what she said, and it's a lot of blah, 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 so I don't know how long I can take it. I'll summarize if I can't take it for 2 whole minutes, but here she is.
Nature doesn't like vacuum. And we started working on the digital euro way back. Actually, when I started my term, 5.5 years ago. Oh. And I'm not claiming, parentality on the digital euro because my colleague Benoit Cœuré had already committed a speech on this matter before I arrived. But I certainly carried on with that project. And subsequently, Fabio Panetta on the board, and then Piero Cipollone, who has replaced Fabio.
Okay. I can't listen to somebody who's talking about Fabio. Look, here's what she's announcing. First of all, let's remember that for years, Christine Lagarde and everybody else, both here, foreign and domestic, have said that any worry about a CBDC is just a conspiracy theory. They have silenced, they have discredited anyone who warned of the dangers of this. But now, all of a sudden, I guess we all forgot that, because now they're ready. And the stakes cannot be higher. I'm telling you, 18 to 48 months, our whole world is going to be different.
Whoa.
They are ready to launch this now, and the stakes for privacy, free markets, and individual liberty, especially anybody who kind of likes the Constitution, they're at risk, okay? This is a really dangerous pivot that is going on right now, and I think it should fracture our alliance. Anybody who's advocating for small government, personal freedom, hey, privacy, I don't think you should be in bed and defending those who are going down the road of Europe right now. I had horrible pain in my hands, had a hard time moving them. I could barely take daily. It made a real... Years ago, CBDC, that's central bank digital currency, that's like Bitcoin, except the point of Bitcoin is it's untraceable.
And you see, real quick, because Trump at one point, he was speaking out against CBDCs and things of that nature. But all of a sudden, he's with it. He's on board with it. All right. And we're hoping, and it's looking like very well, Trump will be the guy to usher this thing in.
It's completely private and nobody can stop you from using it. CBDC? That's a tinfoil hat conspiracy. We'll never do that. Why would we do that? In fact, in 2019, Mark Carney, who was the head...
expect those phone calls. I say it all the time. Expect those phone calls. People are watching. Though we don't see it, if we be those men, we don't see it. But nevertheless, these people, they know who we are. Especially the people that are, they know us, family members or whatnot. And even in Israel, all right, even in Israel, like the Apostle Tahar has been saying, because that repetition, that repetition, you wonder why the apostles repeat themselves over and over and over through the Spirit, because it's going to click one day. Someday, it's going to click. All right. And this is why people are going to be flocking to the men of the Lord. All right. Looking for answers, because again, these so-called conspiracy theories are turning out to be facts. All right. People are starting to wake up. Everyone's pretty much on this path to spirituality, right? You see people more and more quoting scriptures. I'm seeing that on, certain platforms or whatnot. People that I follow, all of a sudden, they're posting scriptures, quotes of the day, and things of that nature. Everyone's getting spiritual, because they see, that's the point. They see, So like I said, expect those phone calls, man. Everyone that called you crazy. All right. People are starting to find out, like I said, man, that as I've been saying lately, because, Jake, man, they love pretty shiny shit, and the wisdom of Yahweh Shema Shai being bestowed unto us. As the scriptures say, the wisdom causes a man's face to shine. All right. It is going to, our wisdom, because that's what's going to keep us stable in these times. Our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And people are going to be drawn to that. They're going to be attracted to that. Like moths, So get ready for those phone calls.
The Bank of England back then, he said, CBDC, you are so misguided with your fears. And he said that while he was at Jackson Hole. They have that economic symposium where all of the really cool people go to. And then they talk about things. And then when we, who are not the cool people in attendance, go, that sounds spooky. They go, you're just a tinfoil hat person. Anyway, that's where he made that speech, that it's just misguided. There's nothing to fear here because we are just experimenting. Oh, kind of like Mengele. I'm sorry, that was bad. Kind of like, let's say, the atomic bomb. There is nothing to the atomic bomb. We're just doing experiments. Why would you be experimenting if you didn't think it was to be something that you would eventually use? So anyway, 2021, Jerome Powell, who's our central bank guy, the Federal Reserve, he said, quote, CBDCs, this is not on, I love this one, not on the immediate horizon. Okay, so you're admitting that it is on the horizon. So in 2024, Lagarde, she comes out and she told the European Parliament that CBDC skepticism stemmed from conspiracy theories, saying the digital euro is not going to be Big Brother surveillance. Remember, what a central bank digital currency can do and will do, at least over in in Europe, will be that it will track everything you buy, everything you sell, everything you make. Okay, not a problem. That's fine. I don't have anything to hide, except it can be turned off. You don't own, I can go to the bank and say, I want cash. I want my cash out. Okay, you'll be suspected of being a terrorist if you do that. What's the problem? Hey, that's freedom, baby. But you can take the cash, okay? With a central bank digital currency, you don't own that. There's nothing to take out. They own it. The central bank and the government, they own that. So you have no place to go but through them. And if you decide, I don't really like that, they can turn your currency off. And make no mistake, that's not a tinfoil hat conspiracy. That's what's happening in China. So people have been, there's a guy, Prasad, I think his name is. He wrote a book.
China is a model for what they want to do here in America.
The Future of Money. It came out in 2018. We talked about it on the program. And he was made to look ridiculous. They were like, that's crazy. Anybody who's a libertarian, they've been talking about, you're crazy. Anybody who spoke about it on any platform during the Biden administration, they're crazy. And you were throttled or suspended because you were spreading misinformation. Okay? So I got the message. It's a farce. It's not happening. Except now they've just announced that it is happening. Okay. Back in 2020, the European Central Bank said 86% of all central banks are working on this right now. Oh, okay. Then she said in 2024, there's a 2-year pilot. But now she said there's a rollout coming for digital currency from the Central Bank of Europe. So it went from conspiracy to reality in a year. Love how that works. And we're all just supposed to not notice it. Okay, so here's why this is so dangerous and something you must pay attention to. I am convinced that especially ASI is going to be a tool. Remember, like everything, even scriptures, that's a tool. It's a gift given to you if you'd like to use it. But know that that powerful gift that you have can fall into the hands of somebody else and they can twist it and use it for very powerful, nefarious purposes. That's just the written word of the scriptures, okay? It will always, everything can be used for good or bad. It depends on the people that are holding it in their hands, all right? And I really am convinced that ASI, digital currency, that's all found in the Bible. I mean, I'm in Bible territory here, specifically the last part of the Bible. These are the tools that appear very much like the tools foretold, that will be employed by the Antichrist to snuff out anyone who dares to say, I'm really not with him. Now, China has already done this. They launched in 2020 with their digital yuan. It tracks everything, and that gives you your currency, but it also gives you the currency to be somebody in good standing. If you don't do exactly what the state tells you to do, you're tracked, you're monitored, and guess who doesn't get to go on an airplane? Guess who doesn't get to take the train? Guess who can't go into certain buildings? You, because you're no longer in good standing. And it gets worse and worse and worse until you are literally living on the streets only because you disagree with the government. Don't believe me? Look it up. Now, the US is not far behind. We have got to pass, and Donald Trump said he would sign it. We have got to pass legislation right now. No central bank digital currency ever in America. No digital passport ever in America. Because we are already working on a digital dollar here. Europe's move is not isolated. It is a chess move. Well, they're doing it, and China's doing it, and we better do it. Otherwise, we're going to be left behind. I want to be left behind. There's going to come a time you're going to hear me. Well, you may not because, well, you probably will. Maybe. I don't know. There's going to come a time where I'm going to be like, the Amish have it right. Maybe we should all be Amish. Now, I might be just saying that in a barn with cows and people who are all dressed in black. I don't know. But there's going to come a time where I'm like, I think we should all get out of here and go the other direction. And it could be coming quickly. Because what this means for privacy, for free markets, for your individual choice is beyond most people's understanding today. But you've got to educate. Remember I said there's going to come a time where things are happening so fast, you're not going to be able to keep up with them. You've already seen this in a good way with Donald Trump. He came in, and it's not just that he had a plan. It's also that we are using AI to find all of these things to correct, okay? That's why Elon Musk is there. Tech support. That's what's speeding things up, and you haven't seen anything yet. So when I give you these warnings and I say, hey, you got to...
So you see, man, because everyone is mimicking, echoing off of what the prophets have been saying, all right? Because this comes to no surprise to us, again, starting from our apostles. We've been talking about these things. All right. You see, we've been talking about these things, going into these things. So like I said, that's why it doesn't sound so crazy at this point. It doesn't sound so crazy. Let me grab this real quick. In Daniel chapter 12 and 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So a part of that knowledge being increased, because when it comes with the whole idea of a one world government, what you would call a new world order, whatever is being called nowadays, this is really this is something that the nations have been trying to accomplish. For many years, but now it's just set up to where they have the technology to do so. All right. That's why I want to go to this Revelation 13. Revelation 13 and let's start at verse Revelation 13 and 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Because America is nothing but a regeneration of the ancient pagan Roman Empire. All right. It says, verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And what pretty much established America as the world dominant superpower, it was going into those atom bombs that was dropped on Ammon, the so-called Chinese. All right. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, fat man, little boy, which at that time, the world has never seen a power like that. So that's what established America as a superpower. All right. But the point being, how did that come about? Is through the power of his technology. All right. And that's why I read that Daniel 12, because again, a part of that knowledge being increased, again, his technology. All right. Because as Glenn Beck is going here, touching on, with the whole AI and, just the power of his technology. All right. Which Esau, and that's why I always say it's deeper than just buying and selling. When you read about the MOTB, it's deeper than just buying and selling. It's more deeper and way sinister than just buying and selling. As a matter of fact, that's why when you read on verse 13, he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire to come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Again, go on to those atom bombs. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. So you see, all right. And again, how did this type of power come about? Through his technology. All right. That is a part of his blessing, his technology. It says, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And that's why when you read verse 15, and that he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So this whole system, because that's what the image of the beast is, all right, it's a system. All right. And again, through the power of his technology on our left hand, he's able to bring the system to life. All right. You see, and it gives him that godlike power, like Glenn Beck was mentioning, tracing. All right. He's trying to accomplish that godlike power on the left hand. Bear with me. Because, the scriptures talk about how the eyes of 10,000, the Lord's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, right? Yahweh Bashmal Shah has the angels going to and fro throughout the earth. The angels are everywhere. They see all things, Again, how does Esau try to accomplish this? Well, this is why he has cameras in everybody's damn face, that's why there's cameras everywhere, Esau's trying to mimic that type of power on the left hand, like I said, giving him that godlike power. And these things are going to be considered miracles, like we read, and that's what. But like it also mentioned, the deception is going to be a great deception. All right, because the so-called white man, he's created all these problems in the earth, and everyone is seeking to him for an answer, seeking to him for a solution, and he's going to present that MOTB as the ultimate solution. Because, like I said, it goes deeper than just buying and selling. All right. Again, he's trying to tap into our blessing on the left hand. He's trying to obtain that immortality on the left hand. All right. So with that being said, the elites, they're gonna, and this, as far-fetched as it may sound, It sounds crazy now, but again, like I was saying, it's not going to be, because the day is going to come. All right. Again, like you said, things are going to be happening so fast. Not even, because we're going to be living it. We're going to be living in it, And once that time comes, the people, they're going to be left in that astonishment, like, damn, those guys were talking about this, A lot of people are going to take the sea hip, knowing it's a sea hip, knowing that they're going to be destroyed, because they're not rooted in Yahweh Bashim El Shai. All right. Because when that time comes, it's going to be pure hell, chaos, desperation, despair, perplexity. All right. You want to be able to eat, you're going to have that sea hip. This is the type of system that's being set up. If you don't have that sea hip, you can't eat, you can't travel, you can't do anything. This is what the whole thing with, they're talking about 15-minute cities and things of that nature. Again, it's all part of this system that's being set up. And the system, from how it's looking right now, is about to transfer over. We're about to transfer over to the new system. All right, so this old way of doing things, what we see now, it's about to be done away with, man. It's going to be different. I always say, man, one day we're going to wake up and things are going to be different. All right, things are just going to be totally different. There was a point that I missed. I'm going to go back up real quick. Because there was a point that I missed. Because we see these models, these patents taking place in different countries. Sweden being a prime example. That's pretty much why over there in Sweden, when 2020 hit, 2021, and for the most part the world shut down. Well, Sweden, they were pretty much business as usual because they already have the sea hip over there. You see, they have all these models going on. All right, Europe is no different. It's all coming to America. But the point that I want to make, back in verse 12, Revelation 13:12, it said, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth, and them which dwell therein, to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Because, like I said, these models are already taking place. These beta testing grounds are already taking place in different places, in different countries. All right. Because it's not going to be just America. All right. It's going to be the world. All right. And as I read on down, going into how this is a worldwide thing. It's not just a thing in America, but it's going to be a worldwide thing. And that's why you have the whole depopulation agenda, because Esau, he wants to cut the world population down to he wants to delete billions, and trim the numbers down. All right. This again, if you're spiritual, you see, we see AI taking away thousands and hundreds of thousands of jobs. All right. Replacing actual workers and things of that nature. Like I said, if you're spiritual, you see the direction that we're heading to. All right. More and more of the middle class is being done away with, because when you read, like it says in verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor. So you see, there's no in between right there. When they mention the rich and poor, there's no in between. There's no middle class. You're falling in one of two categories. All right, the rich or the poor. The rich are getting richer, and the poor are going to get more poor. There is no middle class. So like I was saying with the whole depop agenda, because again, it's a thing of control, The lesser the slaves, the more control you have. So this is why they want to get rid of billions of people. All right, easier to control, track, trace, and things of that nature. All right. But this will be a worldwide thing. It won't be just an American thing here in Babylon. No, it's going to be a worldwide thing. All right. Play the rest of this.
Please bone up on it. Please go ask Grok today. CBDC from Europe. What does that mean? What could it do? What are the good things? What are the possible bad things? I think in this case the bad outweighs the good because it takes away any kind of privacy whatsoever and hands it directly to a government. Really bad. CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, they're digital dollars or euros, and they're issued by central banks. It's like Bitcoin, except not. Here's the big difference. This will replace your cash with what are called programmable, trackable tokens. Programmable meaning, hey, we have inflation for gas, or we don't want you buying so much gas because we've got to reduce emissions. Who's an essential person that needs to go to work? Everybody who has money in their bank that's not deemed essential, you no longer can fill your tank with gas. It won't work at any gas pump. Okay? That's a programmable currency. Every single transaction from buying bread, paying rent, everything is programmable by the state. Now they say, oh, there's not going to be any data access. That's a conspiracy theory. I don't believe you on the conspiracy theory anymore. You've lied and lied and lied and lied. And by the way, in Parliament, when they were talking about this maybe in 2018, they were arguing that we can't pass any of this until it's programmable. It must be programmable. And that means the government can cap your spending, block purchases, because, can't buy fossil fuels. Freeze your account because you're no longer in favor with the government, and free markets die because they have a complete monopoly on money. I don't know if you know this, but Monopoly isn't just the longest, most frustrating, most boring game ever invented. It's also a bad thing when it comes to free money, free markets. Bad. 10th Amendment, by the way, reserves the power to states and individuals. CBDCs, they centralize control. They undermine federalism. This is a betrayal of everything our republic stands for. It replaces liberty with technocratic tyranny. And if Europe embraces CBDCs, and they're still allies, I don't think they're allies to small government, freedom-loving Americans. They're not. They're not. This path puts them right directly in the path of every brutal dictator, every fascist, every German who was on stage after J.D. Vance was speaking to them that wept and said, they want freedom of speech. We don't have anything in common with them anymore because we're about to roll out a CBDC, and that will make sure that everybody only says the things we want them to say.
So you see, man, again, it's a thing of control, having that godlike power. All right. And that's why, again, man, we're hoping and praying that Yahweh Shemashai gives us that spirit to be able to resist. All right. Now, the elect, their fate is already sealed. They're not going to take it. But like I said, and that's why I read that earlier about the Apostle Paul in the Philippians, about apprehended not, because we don't know if we're of the elect. We simply don't know. All right. But again, that's why we're gonna need the Lord to really be with us, because again, man, read this again in verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. And it's just, as simple as it is to us, the hopeful elect, because, you get frustrated sometimes because the fact that these guys can't see it, these other Israelites, they can't see it, because, when you look at it logically, you got camps that say the MOTB is Cedric Borgia, when you look at it logically. Well, let's just read it again. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had a picture of Cedric Borgia. Like, does that make sense? Do you have a picture of Cedric Borgia? You're trying to buy food. Do you have a picture of Cedric Borgia? No? Well, hey, it doesn't make sense. Some camps that say the MOTB is sleeping with white women. Let's read it again. And that no man might buy or sell save he that has an Edomite wife. Does it make sense? And no, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And when you really go into it, because again, this topic has been broken down so many times, but for the new believers, going into what this mark is. When you go into it, it's an insertable device, that charagma. And when you go to the root word of that charagma, it goes into the charax, which when you go into it, it's that basically is going to be the instrument to actually insert the charagma into the skin. All right. And hell, when you go into the root word of that charax, it goes into that grapho, which basically is that database, And again, from there, Esau, he's going to be able to know where you're at. And again, it's sinister because Esau, he's just, with what he's trying to accomplish with that MOTB is diabolical, He wants to know your thoughts, He's going to be able to tell how many times you had sex, all that, man. This is the type of stuff the type of power that he's trying to accomplish on the left hand. And everyone's been geared up towards it, Everyone's walking around with these smart watches, right? You can tell your heart rate, This type of technology, it can tell how many hours you slept, how many hours you need, and so on and so forth, in this age of technocracy, man, technology. Like I said before, Esau, he has the technology through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem on the left hand to accomplish this. This is why the Lord allowed him to get to a certain point as far as his technological advancements to accomplish this to an extent. Because Esau, the Lord is going to allow him to get to a certain point. The Lord will allow Esau to get to a certain point. All right. But it's all for the fulfillment of the Lord's will, So, at the end of the day, like I mentioned with all these smart watches, right? Smart watches, right? You got the QR codes, you got the tap and go. The debit cards and things of that nature. Well, all this is going to be inside of you. That's the point. All right. You are going to be the walking QR code. You are going to be the smartwatch. Matter of fact, when you read verse 17 again, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right. The chi stigma. All right, which that's a breakdown within itself. Probably touch on that, Lord willing, if the Spirit will, because the Wadi Yabashma, we have this understanding. This is what John the Revelator was seeing. People are lining up by the masses to taking the sea hip, man. Everything has the when you make a purchase, when you buy something, everything has those barcodes in it. Hey, you are going to be the barcode essentially. Like I said, you are going to be the walking QR code. You are going to be the walking smartwatch, and so on and so forth. All right, all this is going to be inside of you, and it's going to come in the form of that sea hip, the size of a grain of rice. All right, and again, in that, all your information of who you are, going back to that grapho that I mentioned. That basically that database. Esau, he's going to know where you're at all times. If you think a certain thought against the government, Esau, he can turn your C hip off and you won't be able to buy or sell. This is how diabolical it is. And it sounds far fetched, but to the pure, it is going to make sense. To the unpure, it's not going to make sense. And quite frankly, it's not this is not for it's not for you. This is only for the elect. We can't stress that enough. This is only for the elect because, like I said earlier, the Lord is going to allow Esau to get to a certain point. And with that being said, a lot of people are going to be getting C-hipped. A lot of people are going to, the Esau is going to C-hip mass. He's going to C-hip the majority of the world population, man. So he is going to get to a certain point. All right, the Lord is going to allow them to get to a certain point. But this is what, like I said, this is what John the Revelator was seeing. People lining up, walking around, walking around with these insertable devices, It's like some shit that you see out of a movie, Which that's a part of the gradualism in itself. You know, so many movies come to mind, you know, so many movies, you know, I was just talking to my brother the other day, because as it appears to be, from what it looks like, he's no longer a part of Sakari with this whole scandal that's been coming out. And that's why I said earlier, expect those phone calls, man, because you know, more people, more of these cats, they're window shopping. They're not rooted in Yahweh Shemal Shai. A lot of cats from these different camps are going to be coming up to brothers' pages, all right, asking questions. They're going to be coming up to brothers' camps, you know, asking questions, all right. That's why I was saying earlier, the Lord's going to make it known. He's already making it known more and more, you know. But again, it's going to be obvious who the Lord is dealing with in that day. It's going to be obvious we had it right the whole time through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemal Shai, you know. But I was just talking to my brother the other day about, no, actually today, you know, earlier today, I was asking him, do you know what revelation of the method is? And he's like, no, because I asked him certain questions, and it's just like, damn, does Sakari, do they teach you anything over there? You know, I asked him certain things, you know, he's never heard of it before. I asked him today, do you know what revelation of the method is? He's like, nope. I'm like, bro, do you know the damn, did Sakari teach you anything? Like, damn, you know? Because, you know, of course, well, as we know, you know, and that's why we got to be patient with these people, you know, because, of course, at one point we were, you know, we didn't know. So, you know, oftentimes we get frustrated because we expect people to be on our level. We expect people to know what we know, you know, so it can be frustrating at times. But again, you know, you got to remember, you know, these people that they're not on our level. So, you know, you got to deal with them accordingly. But nevertheless, they tell you what they're going to do before they do it. All right. Again, it's called revelation of the method. Like I said, Esau, he's trying to accomplish that godlike power. All right. Hey, Yahweh Shemal Shai, he has prophets on the right hand. Esau, he has his prophets on the left hand in the form of these movie directors and so on and so forth. They tell you what they're going to do before they do it. All right. They got their prophets on the left hand. All right. So like I said, ultimately, Esau, he's trying to accomplish that godlike power. Because like I said, so many movies come to mind, you know, video games, TV shows, you know, ads, commercials. And that's why, hey, like I read in Revelation, man, hey, it's going to be, these things are going to be considered miracles, you know, with what they're going to be doing. All right. Because, hey, people are going to be, again, taking that hip, not just for food, but, hey, Esau, he's going to be performing miracles on the left hand. People that were blind, they're going to get their eyesight back. People that were paralyzed, right? They're going to be able to walk again, and so on and so forth. So on and so forth. Like I said, it's going to be a great deception with those miracles too, because, hey, it's real diabolical, you know, real diabolical, man. All right. You know, people are going to be taking those hits, man, and they're going to be hearing voices, delete themselves, you know, because they, you know, you know, you'll be hearing those voices, right? Like the one movie, what's the one movie? Implanted, right? Which that's a you know, a high recommendation, you know. And then they have a few other movies, you know, people taking these insertable devices, and they're hearing voices telling them to do things, or, you know, or they're going to get hurt, you know. It's just all, it's diabolical, man. You know, it's diabolical, but nevertheless, it's not coming. All right. It's already here. Like I said, it's just a matter of the right event to really, you know, get this thing cracking. All right. So Lord willing, you know, we're close. Lord willing. It's just a matter of time. Hopefully this is edifying. Call Halayim Yahweh Bashim Shai. Shalom to you. Hopefully,